Hey guys, in today's episode, I have on the wonderful soul that is Lauren Hutsul at Lauren_Hutsul on Instagram. Lauren is the owner of the Rave accessory company Nomad Candy, which features so many fun options for ravers to help style their outfits. Today, Lauren and I chat about what it's like owning a business, how she's been keeping busy during quarantine, and our love of Above and Beyond and Seven Lions, amongst many other topics. So let's get into it. Hey you guys, welcome back to Rave Culture Cast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more. I'm your host, Emma Kapotes. Thank you all so much for being here and for tuning in this week. I just want to start off this episode. I know it's a little bit different, but one, I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy and staying safe, most importantly. I collectively want to virtually give everyone such a big hug this week because things have obviously been extremely heavy in the past few days, in the past week, for many reasons. Of course, we're still dealing with the coronavirus on a daily basis, which is, scary enough in itself. But I did just want to say really quickly that I want to acknowledge the Black Lives Matter movement and what's happening with that right now, because it doesn't feel right to me to not say anything about it. And first and foremost, you guys, I want to be a place to educate, to entertain, to bring you guys obviously fun topics about the EDM and festival community, but I'm also a human being, and when things are weighing heavy on my heart, I want to talk about them. So I just did want to talk about that because I see you guys, I hear you guys, I stand with you, I love all of you. What is happening in our nation right now is a very pivotal time, and I just hope that all of you being safe who are protesting, and I hope everyone listening is doing well mentally, physically, emotionally. I just want you to know that I'm going to try to do the best that I can to use my platform, to use my voice, to offer support where it's needed, and just be a resource for you guys. So just know my heart is with all of you, and I think this is really important. I'm going to have some resources. I have some on my Instagram account, different places you can donate and things like that to help in any way possible, but just wanted to say that at the top of the episode because that is on the forefront of my mind right now as I'm recording on Sunday, May 31st. So just had to say that, you guys. I love all of you, and again, I hope you're staying safe out there. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm very excited to share this interview with Lauren Hutsul with you guys. She is such a ray of sunshine. Couldn't be more excited to share her story with you guys today. So, and also just know my episodes, the interviews are recorded weeks in advance. So we recorded about 2 weeks ago at this point. So obviously none of this was happening yet. So I just wanted to mention that as well. But I really hope you guys can enjoy this. I hope it entertains you today. I hope it makes you feel lighter, and all of those things. So thank you so much for being here. If you guys do enjoy the episode, if you enjoy the podcast in general, I would really appreciate it if you guys could rate and review on iTunes. Make this your story today and tag a friend or share a link with somebody. That really, really helps get the word out about the podcast, and it helps this thing keep going. And you guys can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Emma Kapotes, if you guys want to watch the podcast and watch the interviews. And lastly, you can follow along with us for updates at raveculturecast on Instagram and on Twitter, and at Emma Kapotes on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok if you guys want to follow along there. So really quickly, some exciting announcements. I'm personally, I have never been more pumped about the things we're doing here on this podcast and the community that we're building. So I announced in last week's episode that I am planning to do a group Zoom call so that I can meet as many of you as possible, because I want to get to know you, right? You guys have been hearing me talk for over a year, and I've been interacting one-on-one with you guys via email or via DMs, but I really just want to see all of your faces, chat with you, see how you're doing. I have a couple things and ideas I want to run by you guys and get your opinion on, so just look forward to that. That is coming down the line. And the second part of this is I decided to launch a Facebook group for Rave Culture Cast, which I am so excited about. So it's brand new. I will put a link in this episode description. You can look it up on Facebook. It's Rave Culture Cast Community. There's a couple question prompts you just have to answer for me to accept you into the group, and it is just going to be a safe and positive place to talk about the episodes, share pictures. If you guys are mentioned in the episode, you guys can post all your photos in there. I just want to like connect ravers to each other, and so far your posts have been like warming my heart so much. You guys have no idea. Like, seeing you guys interact with each other and meeting each other is like the best thing ever. So I'm so happy that we're finally doing this. So I'm gonna be posting in the Facebook group about the Zoom call so that I can get everyone's feedback as far as a day and time to plan this thing. So if you guys didn't already join, go join now so you have some input on that. And I'm really excited for the future of that. So get pumped, you guys. All right, let's jump into our listener of the week. For those of you who are new and don't know, at the top of every episode, I like to highlight one of our listeners, and they are nominations that you guys send in. So if you have somebody that you want me to shout out, please email me, raveculturecast@gmail.com, and I will gladly shout somebody out for you. I kind of wanted to do my own this week, which is like the Black Lives Matter movement and all of the protesters. So that's my personal shout out of the week. But we do have a submission here from Darlene K. It says, "Hey Emma, first off, congrats on your engagement. So happy for you. Thank you so much, Darlene." She said, "I wanted to give a shout out to my best friend Naomi for graduating from UC Santa Barbara this spring. She's going to be a teacher in New Mexico this fall, and I couldn't be more excited to celebrate her new chapter in life. Naomi and I have been friends since high school, and our relationship really entails through thick and thin. She is such a genuine and warm personality, and she's a constant reminder that hard work pays off, and she wants me to be a better person all around. If it weren't for her, I would have never dove into the EDM scene. She took me to my first raves and music festivals in 2018, which was hard summer. It was super last minute and I was very hesitant to attend, but I'm glad she persuaded me to go because I haven't stopped going to raves since then. I'm forever grateful that she took me to my first show. Also, congrats to all other 2020 graduates. With lots of love, Darlene K." So huge shout out to her friend Naomi. Congratulations on such a huge life achievement. And again, congratulations to all of my graduates. You guys are absolutely incredible. This is a huge moment in your lives, so definitely don't take this lightly, and I hope you all can do something to celebrate throughout this time. So if any of you guys listening have a listener of the week nomination like that, again, please email me, raveculturecast@gmail.com. Okay, you guys, really quickly, some upcoming submissions. So I am looking for, it's a new topic that I announced last week, but I want to do a full episode talking all about live stream sets. So I want to know your thoughts and opinions on how the live stream sets and festivals have been going so far. Unfiltered, let me know how you're feeling. What are the pros and cons? Do you like them? Are there things that could be improved? Do you feel like they're sufficient enough? Are there too many? Like, completely give me all of your candid thoughts on how you feel about the live stream sets we've been getting through quarantine. You know, is it exciting to see some of your favorite artists in environments that you wouldn't normally? All of the things. So again, please email me with your live stream set thoughts to raveculturecast@gmail.com. Cannot wait to hear what everyone's opinion is on that topic. All right, you guys, I have done enough blabbing. Let's get into the introduction of this episode before we hop into the interview with Lauren here. So again, today we have on a fellow raver, Lauren Hutsul. She goes by @Lauren_Hutsul on Instagram. And like I mentioned before, she owns the incredible rave and festival accessory company, Nomad Candy. Guys, the shop, first of all, is so cute. I just got some like gummy bear, they literally are mini gummy bear necklaces and earrings, and then I had this cute little butterfly set. She makes awesome accessories. You can find her shop on Etsy. She's also a major source of fashion, like rave fashion inspo. Her Instagram is popping off, you guys. You gotta go follow her. She's incredible. And I mentioned before, she's also a major Cascade, Above and Beyond, and Seven Lions stan. Like, she's repping Anjuna hard, but Cascade is her favorite. So we do talk a little bit about some of our favorite artists and like how we got into them. I've had the pleasure of meeting Lauren twice at Imagine and at EDC Orlando last year. And she's just such an absolute ray of sunshine. So I was super excited to have her on to share her story with you guys today and just talk about her business and what it's like owning a shop like that, how she's been getting creative throughout her time during quarantine. And then we talk a little bit about Rave fashion, and she gives some tips on how to style outfits. And lastly, she still has them on her shop, but she used to make a lot of perlers and candy. So she gave me some tips on like how to nail the perfect perler design. So that is what is to come with today's episode. She also was very gracious to give our listeners a special code for her shop, which is so dope. So starting today, if you guys use code RCC10, that is code RCC10, it saves you 10% off at shop Nomad Candy. And it's at Nomad Candy on Instagram. And again, look her up on Etsy. So I will link all that in the description here if you guys want to check it out. She has the cutest stuff ever. We love supporting small businesses in this space and female-owned businesses. Couldn't stand that anymore. So you guys, please welcome to the podcast, Lauren Hutsul.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to get started and give like a quick background on you, I would love it if you could just like do a quick intro to yourself, where you're from, how old you are, and then like how you got into the whole raving and music festival scene.
So my name's Lauren. I also run in Nomad Candy. I am from Florida, but I moved to Atlanta right after EDC Orlando last year, so in November. And I got into raving in 2016. I've always been a really big like music person, and I had gone to one music festival before in St. Augustine, Florida, and then I finally went to an EDM festival, which was EDC Orlando in 2016.
Nice. That's awesome. Wait, so have you done all like the last 3 years?
Mm-hmm. Well, if it happens, this will be my 5th EDC Orlando.
Wow. Yeah, that's so awesome. I loved EDC Orlando. That was my first one this past year, and I had so much fun. And I know it was a little different than the ones in the past too, right? Because he like expanded them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they expanded it, which was nice because a year before it was like kind of almost too crowded at some of the stages. Mm-hmm. So I was super happy when they said they were expanding it because it was time.
Right. No, they did such a good job with it. It definitely had the same like EDC feeling, and the community was there, and like obviously the production and all that I knew was going to be good, but I definitely want to go back. I want to stay at home base too. That's my like ideal.
Yeah, I was there once before.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of that?
I loved it. It was really fun. I struggled to get like my roommates up to go to the parties.
Right.
But I really liked having the after party there, and like the shuttles back and forth were very convenient, and it was a really nice resort. So I definitely recommend it, and I want to go again.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just think it's so, I've talked about this before. I just think obviously like after the situation's over and everything, I just think there's so much potential to move that to like other states and other spaces, because I haven't even stayed there yet. I went and visited, but I just think there's so much potential because everything's in one spot, and it just was so cool that everybody, when you were walking around the hotel, was going to EDC. And
you're not like awkwardly walking out in your rave outfit and people are staring at you.
I did not stay in a good hotel for EDC Orlando. I was in like a sketchy area, and I was like, this is not safe. You mentioned your shop, which I want to ask you a little bit. You just talk a little bit about your shop and when you started that?
Sure. I've been on Etsy for a few years, and I was doing mostly custom perlers for people. So I do like really big pieces, intricate pieces, like whatever they wanted I was making, just because it was a really great stress relief for me. And I go to tons of festivals, obviously, and I give out tons and tons of candy, and people kept asking to buy it from me, and I didn't want to sell it at a festival. But then I started getting tons of messages about custom pieces, so I decided to do that. And then probably about halfway through 2019, I just wasn't enjoying it as much anymore, and it kind of became a stressor instead. So I stopped taking orders, and I tried to rethink of what I wanted to do. Okay. And I'm obviously into festival fashion, and I spend so much time looking for pieces, and I just wasn't finding what I wanted accessory wise. So I figured, why not start it myself? So I just started making things that I loved and wanted to see like on myself, and now I can share them with people.
Yeah, that's so cool. I know. I saw the pearlers on your shop, so I knew you were doing that. And I've obviously seen them in person too, and they're crazy. But okay, do you have any good tips for making pearlers? Because I know how to, but I feel like I have not mastered the process or like the melting of everything. I just like fuck it up every time.
That's hard, which was one of the reasons why people came to me a lot, because they were like getting mad that their pearlers didn't look great. So I try to help and like give them tips, but sometimes they just wanted me to make it, which was fine and fun. But I'd say buy the Perler brand beads. Any other brand that I've tried of those little pearlers have not worked for me. And then I don't use the tape method. I don't know if you've tried that. I just would heat it just enough for it to be melted together under the wax paper, and then lift it off and finish melting it on a hard surface. That way, because if you've melted all on the pegboard, obviously like the pegs start coming through, and it's all crazy. It takes a while to perfect.
Yeah, I've messed up so many things. I remember the first like perler, I got really like ambitious and I made a huge Jaws perler, and when I went to flip it, half of it shattered, and I was like, I feel like this is part of the process of learning.
It's ruined. You can't save
it. I sat there for like 2 minutes, and my boyfriend is so sweet. He just came over and he just started picking up the pieces because I couldn't even talk. I was like, that just took hours, but stress. I mean, I'm sure your process of creating everything, obviously, like you said, it keeps you busy, but what do you enjoy like the most about doing everything?
About my shop now, right? Not about Perler.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I just really love like finding the perfect outfit piece. I follow like tons and tons of rave companies, and sometimes something just catches my eye and I see it and buy it, and then try to go off that, like what accessories would I wear with this, which is why I started making the belts that were something more durable that you can still wear to the festival. And then you can easily take it off and throw it in your bag if you're sick of it.
Right.
But like something smaller, because some outfit pieces were just way too intricate for me personally, and I don't like feeling trapped in everything.
Right.
So I've been trying to go with like more simple pieces and things that really suit my style.
For sure. Is that what you're wearing right now?
Yeah, just like simple little ones.
That's awesome. I mean, I love the butterfly trend. Obviously, that's huge right now. I've always been yeah. What have been some of like your favorite pieces you've done like more recently?
I love the gummy bears. I think they're just the cutest things, and I really didn't think people would enjoy them as much as I did. But I started making them, and they seem to be a hit. Like people really think they're cute, and I do too. So that made my heart really happy.
So awesome. Well, it's also because can you describe like the style of your shop for anybody who's listening? Like it's very colorful, and how else would you describe it?
Like Candy Kid gone. I don't know. More like accessory side.
Yeah. No, because it is. I mean, you can wear it with so many different things. I have my order coming in. I'm very excited. I got a belt, and I definitely got the gummy bears. I think I got the lime. Yeah.
Thank you.
So excited. Yeah, no, it's so fun. I feel like rave accessories, I mean, people are just like obviously are stepping up their game so much more when there's more like inspiration to look at and stuff like that. And now you get to design pieces for yourself, which is like even cooler. I freaking love it. Are you still doing perlers at all, or not as much anymore?
I've made some like candy singles in between, just like random weekends watching live streams. I haven't made a ton of perlers lately, but I think once I'm actually going to a festival, I'll make a bunch more. Just because I like to give them out to people and like have them. I think they're fun.
For sure. Where did you like create any of the perler templates like yourself, or do you just find stuff online?
I've made a lot of them myself, and I never really made it into an actual template. I kind of would just figure out what I liked and then take a picture of it and use that as my own template.
Got it. Okay. I know. I want to try doing that. There's like, I love Eric Prydz, and I can like never find a lot of like Eric Prydz perler. So I was like, I'm going to just have to wing it and just like make it up myself, I think.
I had a bunch of Prydz candy at the Holo shows.
Oh, you did? That's so awesome. Wait, so you went into the city for that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Which day did you go?
We went Saturday because Friday we went to the Seven Lions show.
Oh, right. Yeah.
In a different part of the city. So that was complicated, but we flew home on Sunday morning. We ended up switching to an earlier flight. Mm-hmm. And then we got here and Above and Beyond was playing at a local club. And we ended up getting tickets and going to that. So it was just like my best weekend ever.
That's so dope. I know. I was going to ask you about that because you're a pretty big Seven Lions and Above and Beyond and Cascade fan, right?
Definitely. Yep.
Top fan. When did you get into like all of them? Or were you into one first and then it was like down the line?
I think I was into Cascade probably first because I remember watching videos from the EDC Orlando before I went for the first time and being so heartbroken that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then, the next year we finally went and I was hooked and I've seen him a million times. And we saw Above and Beyond that weekend and it was the very last set of the night. And all my friends dragged me away because they were all tired and wanted to go home. And I just remember leaving.
That's the worst feeling ever.
That's never happened again. So.
Yeah. I feel you. I know it's crazy. Like as you get older and like as you're doing this longer, I feel like now I'd be like, cool, you guys can leave. I'm going to just stay here. Yeah. They're such like, I don't know. Can you talk a little bit about the Anjuna fam? Like, what do you love about them the most?
I don't know. I've just felt very welcomed. Like we came up here to Atlanta a few times for Anjuna shows and they always do meetups and it's really like publicized thing. Like there's just a huge Facebook group. And then every region and different states and different cities have even smaller Facebook groups and everybody just stays connected that way. So there's always something to go to no matter what state or city or country you're traveling to, which I really love. And then obviously candy being a big part of it, I make tons of little Anjuna pearlers and give those out at shows. And when we push the button at Imagine, I traded candy with Pavo, which is like my phone background still. I just it was not well after that.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, like let's talk about that. So were you in the front row with a sign?
Yeah. I had a flag and we like had it a little bit, but I think it was mostly just like thrown over the railing. And I was just singing my little heart out and their manager comes over and like tells you to come push the button and I just stared at him. So I didn't even know what he said. I didn't know what had happened. And all my friends were like, go!
Right. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Like, yeah, you just like black out when you got up there.
Basically. I just like did it and you're like dancing around and they're like, okay, take a picture. It's time to go. And I was like, but can I trade candy with Pavo? And he was like, yeah, come on. Aww. And security was like trying to be like, no, let's go.
I just think it's so cool that they do that. Like, I think I became familiar with them, I'm pretty sure, through the EDC, like Under the Electric Sky documentary, because they have like a whole like big
they're on there.
And I remember being like, oh, they're just so amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw them at EDC Las Vegas 2016 and like saw the push the button and I was like, oh, okay, now I like get what this is like about. And ever since then, I just think it's just like the most positive experience. I love the messages that they do. And obviously a lot of artists are unique, but just what they've built and then all the different like divisions they have, like Anjuna Beats, Anjuna Deep, I just think it's like also unique to them. And I just like, oh, the love runs deep.
Yeah, it's definitely unique and super, super like just happy to be part of like a Anjuna family. And I really want to go to the Above and Beyond Weekender or like the ABGT Weekender that they do out in the Gorge. It's every other year now. Okay. So it wasn't even going to be this year. So got lucky.
What else have you been doing this like quarantine? What have you been spending your time on?
Honestly, just making jewelry, dressing up in rave outfits, shooting, just your normal raver stuff.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I had written this down too. Yeah, like there has been absolutely no shortage of content. You have been fucking absolutely killing the at-home photo shoots. Like, what has been like your favorite part of doing all of that?
Honestly, I've just gotten to try so many looks that for so long I was like, I really want to do this kind of makeup and do this, but I don't have time. Mm-hmm. And now I have time. So we're doing it all.
So awesome. Well, yeah, you get super creative. Like I absolutely love how you coordinate. Like I think you did like one like kind of slime look and you've done more neon stuff. Like I just love how you coordinate everything.
Thank you.
Together. It comes out so cool. Do you use paints?
I use the neon pigment stack from Lunatics. I bought it like over a year ago, and that I use it obviously a few times a week. And there is so much in it. It's lasted forever. And I just use a little bit of setting spray and I mix it, and it just creates a paint, and I just brush on whatever I want.
Awesome. That's so cool. Wait, I'm gonna have to try all this. Lunatics is killing it. I've been putting a lot of glitter on lately. It makes you feel good. Yeah.
We could make a cool like photo shoot festival looks, because you're really good at makeup. Like, you know, all the makeup skill stuff that I don't know at all.
It's a lot of practice. It is, but like you were saying, it's sometimes it's just like stressful leaving to do this stuff. Like, that's definitely how I feel about makeup. Like, even if I have nowhere to go, I'm like, well, I'll just like the process of it is relaxing to me. So I just would rather sit there and spend the time. It's like the same, baking does that for me too. Okay. I wanted to ask you a little bit too, just about like rave fashion in general, obviously, because that's like a big hobby of yours and you always like come up with such creative stuff. So I'm curious, like, where do you look for inspiration? Like, do you have certain shops you like or certain people you like to follow?
So I met a group of girls on Twitter over a year ago, and it was like a random tweet. Like, if you're really into festival fashion, reply to this. And just a bunch of us replied. And we created a group chat. And then we created a Snapchat group. And now they're like some of my best friends. We talk like 24/7. Like, everybody's always just like sending cool ideas and new items and helping each other. And it's really inspirational, and they're insanely talented, all of them. I mean, like Lena and Kylie and just so many people that everybody looks to for festival fashion.
Yep.
They just have crazy ideas. Inspired me a lot to really branch out and wear different things than just the typical like triangle top and high-waisted bottoms that I would live in for the rest of my life.
Well, same. But the silhouette works for you. So, you know what I mean? You have your staple pieces, but then you can like branch out. Yeah. You can shout out some favorite shops. Do you have some favorite places you like to go to?
Definitely. I love Rolita Couture. I love Light Couture. I love Magical Minnie. She's also a huge inspiration for my jewelry, and she's been really awesome, just like helping me figure out how to exactly run the business smoother. She's been absolutely amazing. Luxe Festival Wear is kind of smaller. Same with Euphoric Rave Wear. They're both
Euphoric.
And Shop Dub Love I just tried out as well. I started seeing their stuff a few months ago. I'm not exactly sure when their brands all started, but they've been coming out with really, really nice stuff. There's just so many brands. It's like endless.
I know. Well,
every day there's somebody new.
Right. I know. And it's so hard. Like, well, like two things. One, obviously, one of the reasons I have you on here is like to support businesses right now, especially like in the rave and festival industry, and like hope, you know, people should continue buying. And then the flip side, I'm like, I can't stop buying things. I have nowhere to go and I can't stop buying outfits. It's like a problem.
Very relatable. I'm like, I'm doing a shoot with it. I'm wearing it to do this. I'm wearing it. You know, some are good for the pool too. So like, that's good.
Very
the pool.
I know. Well, it's interesting. How do you feel about, because some of these like rave clothing companies, which I think it's smart, but some of them are creating things like a little bit out of the festival spectrum, like more loungewear or activewear. Like I think Rolita, she's about to drop some like biker shorts, and Tasteful Girls did stuff. How do you feel about that?
Tasteful Girls was like previewing all their stuff this week, the joggers and the crop tops and sweatpants. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And then Rolita Couture released her biker shorts and tops that match last week. And I'm so psyched to get mine, because I've been getting more and more into shuffling, and biker shorts I've loved for the past year. And I've just had such a hard time finding ones that I really liked. And I also like wearing like the rave wear kind of fabrics and that style. So I'm super excited that more companies are branching out into different products for us to wear every day. Like Festy Bestie, the sweatshirt you have on. I love them. I always have their t-shirts and their sweatshirt. And
I was wondering if we were going to match. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if we're both
wearing. I was this close. I think I'm wearing Festy Bestie socks right now.
Nice.
I have a EC shirt.
Oh, I love it. I know. Are you excited for the live stream this weekend?
I am, but I struggle really, really hard to stay awake.
Well, yeah, I know. Like the East Coast,
You know, the East Coast struggle.
yeah, and I'm like, I know some people can stay up late, but I'm like, most of them have been starting at 11 p.m. Eastern. Like, I'm asleep by 11 p.m.
I'm asleep. I get tired at 9 p.m.
Mhm.
No joke. Like 9 p.m. hits, and I'm like, well, it's probably time to go.
Yeah. I did. You brought up Magical Mini, like the business side of everything. I am curious, like so far, since everything's been taking off, like what is it like running the business, and like have you been surprised by like any challenges that have come up?
I've definitely been surprised by how difficult it is to get supplies in, but that's because of COVID-19.
Got it.
Just a lot of issues. I mean, even everybody's seen on Amazon, things are no longer prime like they used to be. Like you're trying to order sunglasses, and they're like, well, they'll be there in a month.
Yeah.
What? 2 days? No. So just supplies from literally anywhere has been a struggle. And then I would normally like to go to stores and actually physically see things and manipulate them, but obviously stores are closed. So it's been challenging, but I'm figuring it out slowly but surely.
Hopefully soon, since like some things are starting to reopen, like hopefully maybe delivery will get like a little bit better than some of the stuff that you need to order. So for somebody who may be listening who's like just getting into rave fashion, or like, you know, we all start somewhere and we build up to like where we are now. Like, how do you like to think about putting together a festival outfit? Like, do you have any tips for somebody who might need help like piecing everything together?
I say just find what you love, whether it's not like the biggest in style. Like if you're comfortable in a big t-shirt, add some funky socks. If you're comfortable in thong bottoms, go for it. But I will say everybody starts somewhere, and you don't need to like pressure yourself to have like this perfect, amazing outfit that you see on Instagram and all the ads. Like that's not what it's about at the end of the day. It's about having fun and expressing yourself through what you're wearing. And also think about what you do at a festival. Like if you just chill in the back and, you know, hang out, maybe platforms are comfortable for you. I'm not a platform person, which people are shocked by, but I like shuffle and jump up and down. And I know I'll break my ankle somehow. And I don't like to have to carry around my shoes. So I just stick to boots. And you can get cool boots anywhere. Like you don't have to drop $200 on Doc Martens if you don't want to. You can buy boots from Forever 21 and test them out and just see what you like and what's comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. Say it louder for the people in the back. So true. I'm the same way as platforms. I wore Demonia to EDC Orlando, and like they were very comfortable. I was fine, but same thing as you, like I can't shuffle or dance. So like, what is the point of this?
Yeah, it's just not for everybody. I have a few pairs of the Demonias that I'll wear like if I'm shooting and stuff, like just for fun. Like they do make you feel fierce. Yep. But I just haven't really enjoyed them at a festival personally.
Yep. They do have too, like I bought like a thigh high pair, which rather than being like this tall, they were maybe like that. So like they were still a platform, but nothing like super crazy. So I think that's more like maybe test the waters out with that before you like go for the massive platforms. Some people can totally like Lil Cheese Stick. She absolutely rocks the platform. Yeah.
So or they just like stomp all over. I'm like, good job. Like you look great. They stand next to you and you're like, wow.
Do you have any favorite like festival outfits that you've done in the past?
I loved the rainbow one that I wore to EDC Orlando. I think I might have seen you that day. By the Ferris wheel. We had like the little Twitter meetup and stuff. That was fun. That one just felt very like me. Like it was just rainbow and sparkly and bright, and had like little critter clips and neon paint. And that was a really fun one. And then I also love Fringe. So my first EDC Las Vegas, I wore like a Dolls Kill Fringe rainbow set. That one was awesome. I can't part with it. I still have it. I don't know when I'm going to wear it again, but I've worn it a few times to festivals, and I think the Fringe really adds like a cool touch to things.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, like, especially with people who are beginners, like re-wear the shit out of your outfits, especially like there's so many ways you can reinvent them. You don't have, if it's a bodysuit, if it's a two-piece, like you can separate them. Like I think I'm going to do a video like that soon on my channel, just like
restyling things. Yeah.
It's
definitely a challenge.
Yeah, it is.
But some things work really well together, especially if you have like a particular style. Like if you're more into like holographics or all black, like a lot of people wear tons of black. You can definitely restyle all of that and mismatch it with anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it depends on like the event you're going to. But I'm the same as you. There are certain, I don't have like a rave closet yet or anything, or like a Poshmark. I will at some point, I think. But there are some pieces that I'm like, I just love how it made me feel, and I can't part with it.
Yeah. Even I did like mermaid makeup a few weeks ago, and the top that I was wearing in that was like this purple J. Valentine top, and I bought that off of Amazon before my very first festival, and I wore it to EDC Orlando with the mermaid high-waisted shorts that were like the big thing back then. And I just can't part with it. I've worn it just randomly. I think I was a mermaid one year for Halloween because of it. Like I can't part.
Yeah. How do you store everything? Are you organized about it? Or you're like, no way.
I have a pretty big bin of stuff, and I have like stacked bins that are all the accessories. And then obviously like this is mostly business stuff, but one of the drawers is just items that I wear, like accessories that I've made for shooting and whatnot. And then I'm trying to think, all the coats and kimonos are hung up, but mostly it's just all in a giant Rave bin, which is not the most effective, but it fits in the closet.
Yeah, I know. That's how I have like a Rave bin, and it's like, I've bought too much stuff recently. So at some point I do want to like have, and like, I don't know, do you display your pearlers and stuff, or do you have that kind of like a way too?
I don't have them displayed right now. I think so my boyfriend's working from home right now, and once he's back at work and I move my business into the office area, I think I am going to set up some of my pearlers, because a couple of them have been signed, and like a lot of them just have special meaning, and I'd like to look at them every day.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel. I'm like, we're looking for a house, and like hopefully by fall we'll find something. And that's what I was saying. Like I want an office space, and I want all my pearlers hung up, and I want like a little shelf for like my festival hats and like Blossom's ears, which I just have randomly thrown everywhere.
War of critter clips. So
yeah.
Know the feeling.
That's so cool. Well, this was so awesome. Thank you so much for chatting with me tonight. It was awesome getting to see you more.
This is super fun. I've never done this before. So
I do want to share, I had written down, so we have a special code, you guys, to shop at Lauren's shop, Nomad Candy. It's RCC10, and it's going to be 10% off your order. I'll put it down below in the description box as well. But thank you so much for doing that.
Then I'm also on Instagram, and then I recently made a Twitter. So I've been trying to like follow people on the Twitter, because for a long time people were just tagging my personal, which was fine. I like seeing it. Like that's awesome. But I know people kept saying like, I can't find you on Twitter. What's going on? Sorry. So Instagram and then Twitter for my business are both at Nomad Candy. It's Nomad, NOMAD KANDI, like Candy Kid. And then my Instagram is just Lauren_Hutsul, and same with my Twitter.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you. And I hope to get to actually like trade candy with you soon.
I know. Oh my God.
I gotta push further, because that's been written down on my list to do for a long time. So now I need to work on it.
Oh, hell yeah. That's so awesome.
All right, fam. I really hope that you enjoyed that interview with Lauren. She was so nervous to do it, and I absolutely killed it. So I love seeing people open up and sharing their stories when they come on here. And I hope you guys like meeting other people in the community as well. Again, you guys can use code RCC10 for 10% off orders at Nomad Candy. So definitely go check that out, and go show Lauren some love and support on Instagram and on Twitter at Lauren_Hutsul. We love her. Thank you again, Lauren, for coming on today. So you guys, let's hop right into EDM news, because I do have a lot to cover today. And then we'll go over my songs of the week, because we have a lot there. And then I'm gonna let you all go enjoy your Wednesday, enjoy your week. So first and foremost, I wanted to talk about the Digital Mirage Festival, because it's back, baby. It's back for a round 2. I'm pumped. Digital Mirage 1 was awesome, and there is no shortage of incredible artists here again. Oh my God, I just choked and died. just choked on my own spit, sorry. I'm leaving that in there. I'm so gross. Okay, anyway. And this is put on by Proximity and Brownies and Lemonade. So that's awesome. And then we're gonna have performances from, oh my gosh, this list is so long. There's some names on here though that I haven't seen do live sets yet, so I'm very happy that they are keeping like an eclectic group. But you've got A-Track, Anna Leno, Arm & Hammer, Bauer, Big Gigantic, Blank, Boys Noise. Who else do I like on here? Dombresky, Gigi McGree, Grizz is on here, Hot Chip, Elo, Cascade, Mala, Matoma, Mercer, Netsky, Nightmare, Oliver Heldens, oh my mans, Peekaboo, San Holo, Shiba-san, Snake Hips, Great, Subtronics, Vintage Culture, Wax Motif, Whedon, Zeke Beats, Zoo. So, I mean, Zoo killed it at the EDC Las Vegas live stream. So, really incredible artist there. Couldn't love that more. And I did just want to update you guys because as of May 29th, Brownies and Lemonade tweeted after the murder of George Floyd that part of the proceeds now from Digital Mirage 2, they said, given the current state of America, it would be best to contribute to the fight against racial injustice in any way we can. So we've decided to donate proceeds generated from the festival merch to the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which is incredible. And I believe the Minnesota Freedom Fund raised over $20 million. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And they were telling people to send donations elsewhere to like the Black Lives Matter movement and other local charities. So just keep that in mind. Again, there's been some really great resources on Twitter and Instagram, and I just did a quick Google, and there's so many articles. Just make sure it's a trusted source, obviously, that you're donating to. So that's all really incredible. Very excited for the Digital Mirage 2. The next thing I just had to mention here is that Ultra Music Festival is facing a class action lawsuit over their refund policy. So this blew up everywhere, right? Because people felt pretty salty about their response. I mean, they were the first major music festival in the United States that was canceled because of COVID. So the people suing said, we understand that the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted every part of the global economy, but we do not believe that it gives the right for Ultra Music Festival to shift the burden of this extraordinary crisis onto its customers who, in some cases, paid hundreds of dollars to attend this festival, and now the COVID-19 pandemic has or will preclude them from ever using any credit. So basically they're just, I will keep you guys updated what happens. I feel like any festivals that are sort of wishy-washy about their refund policy are going to face lawsuits like this. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I know a lot of people were really unhappy with their refund policy this year. In other news, EDM Maniac announced that they will be doing their drive-in festival June 26th and 27th. It is in San Antonio, Texas, which is really cool. I just think we're going to keep seeing more of these pop up. I know Disco Donnie just had their first event this past weekend, and it seemed to be pretty cool. I mean, the reports sounded like everybody behaved themselves, so I think everything went well with that event. So, I mean, if you guys went, definitely let me know. Again, I would love to hear your feedback in the Facebook group on how that event went. So, yeah, looking forward to what EDM Maniac does with their event. Okay, so we've had some announcements from festivals who are planning to move forward with their current 2020 dates as of today. So that was very interesting. So there's a festival in Serbia called Exit Festival that was having their 20th anniversary August 13th to the 16th. And as of right now, it's happening in later August. So I'm not sure what the state of the pandemic is like in Serbia right now, but we will see what happens with that. So that was pretty crazy. And on the flip side, in the United States, Kansas City's festival, Dance Festopia, which I know a lot of people were very interested in. Lineup is insane. It's a camping festival. Right now, they posted saying that state and county guidance enables a full send to Dance Festopia 2020. The situation could change. However, as of yesterday, county and statewide officials approved the festival. We will continue to work with health and government officials to establish a safe Dance Festopia 2020. In March, we established the Dance Festopia ticket promise. I want to share this again with you. So there's a link on their Instagram. We appreciate you valuing the incredible experience that is Dance Festopia and can't wait to see you in September for one of the most magical experiences of our lives. So, I mean, great for whoever had tickets. If you guys still plan on going, that's awesome. I don't think they'll move forward with this if they don't think that it's safe. I personally don't think I'm gonna attend a festival this year unless I feel like absolutely comfortable. So we'll see what happens. I don't really know how you can have that many people together without a vaccine at that point, but we'll see what happens with that. And then lastly, we finally heard from Moonrise, which unfortunately they had to cancel their event and rescheduled it for August 6th, 7th, and 8th, 2021. They are, however, offering, I think, a really cool incentive if you guys want to keep your tickets if you already had purchased them for this year. So obviously more small scale festivals like this, like, need people to keep their tickets so that they can stick around. Like if you're not an Insomniac or an AEG events, you know, they need the money or they're gonna go bankrupt. So if you keep your GA ticket for next year, you get access to an exclusive pre-party on Thursday, an official festival merch bundle, a $20 voucher to be used at upcoming shows and Steve's promo shows. So I don't know if that's like local. $10 beverage voucher, access to discounted early bird parking for Moonrise 2021, discounted early bird shuttle passes, special loyalty pricing for Moonrise 2022. And then there's a whole VIP list, like similar things, pre-party, after parties, beverage vouchers, like all kinds of stuff. So it is a nice incentive, especially if you guys are local and you go every single year. Like, why not just hold on to your ticket if you can financially handle that? It just totally depends. I held on to my Electric Forest ticket, one, because that was such a hot commodity and I was dying to go to my first Electric Forest this year, but two, I know I'm sending it next year. So I was like, I've already paid for it. I set that money aside, so I'm just gonna hold on to my ticket. And I don't know how difficult it's gonna be to get festival tickets next year also. So I'm like, if you have a ticket and you can, maybe just hold on to it. All right, you guys, I've been talking a lot. My songs of the week. So Kygo's album finally is here. He blessed us with Golden Hour and it's as beautiful as I thought it would be. I've loved every single that's been dropped so far, so I was not surprised. But truly amazing, guys. Go check out Golden Hour. Diplo also dropped an album, which honestly, however you feel about him, the man's a genius at branding. He literally posted on Instagram that he's been wearing a cowboy hat for the past year to promote this album, and it's basically like a country dance music crossover album called Snake Oil Chapter 1. It's got all different country artists on it and rappers. I like the song Dance With Me, which features Thomas Rhett and Young Thug, but there's some other really good tracks, and you know what? It's a good time. I'm here for it. I think it's a good summer album. So, and I just think the whole branding of it was kind of genius. Last two, I love Dylan Nathaniel's new song, Keep It Comin'. Great house track for all my house heads. And then lastly, my favorite thing that I cannot stop playing is Seven Lions' new remix of Blau's song, Tokyo. So look up Tokyo, Seven Lions remix. I love what he did to it. I already loved that song, but like the remix of it, I cannot wait to hear perform live. My head is gonna explode. I'm so friggin' excited about it. Okay, you guys, we made it to the end of the episode. Again, I truly hope you all are staying well. Please stay safe out there, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it entertained you and made you smile today. Again, I will continue just to do my part and just do what I can to like help others and support you guys in whatever way you need it. Please consider joining the new Facebook group if you guys want to meet some other ravers and connect with other people and have some more conversations over there. Rave Culture Cast community on Facebook. You guys can also follow along with us on Instagram and on Twitter at Rave Culture Cast and at Emma Kapotes. I would also love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, Emma Kapotes. You guys can check out all the videos over there, my whole playlist, and watch the interviews. And lastly, the most important thing you guys can do is tell a friend today. Tell a friend, spread the word, send a link to someone, tag me in your Instagram stories. Every little piece helps and adds up, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me and supporting the projects I do and the work that I do. So thank you guys so much for being here. Love you all. Stay safe, and I will be back next Wednesday with a new episode. Bye, guys.